Long before the world knew of mighty empires beyond the great rivers, a kingdom began to rise in the land of the Yoruba. The Oyo people, led by their Alaafin, settled near the Niger River, building a city of power and wisdom. They were traders, farmers, and warriors, destined to rule. But a kingdom is nothing without strength. The Oyo knew this well. From the very beginning, they trained men in the art of war. They studied the movements of their enemies, perfected the use of the bow and spear, and most importantly, mastered the art of cavalry warfare, something unseen in many parts of West Africa. The Oyo did not fight like the others. While their enemies marched on foot, the Oyo warriors rode swift horses, striking fast and retreating before their enemies could react. With this advantage, they expanded their kingdom, conquering towns and villages, bringing many under the rule of the Alaafin. One by one, neighboring lands fell under Oyo rule. The kingdom stretched far beyond its original borders, reaching the coast and controlling trade routes. The Alaafin became the supreme ruler, feared and respected by all. His power extended not just through war, but through diplomacy. Alliances were formed, and vassal states paid tribute to Oyo's greatness. But even the strongest king needed guidance. The Ogboni Council, a secretive and wise assembly, advised the Alaafin. They ensured that no ruler became too powerful, balancing strength with wisdom. The empire thrived not just because of war, but because of law and governance. With power came prosperity. Oyo controlled major trade routes, dealing in gold, ivory, and slaves. The empire became wealthy, its cities growing larger, its people thriving. The streets of Oyo Ile, the capital, were filled with markets, where merchants from distant lands came to trade. But power attracts envy. Enemies from the north and west, armed with new weapons, sought to challenge Oyo's dominance. The empire's warriors had never faced muskets and cannons before. Would their cavalry still hold the advantage? The Nupe people, powerful and determined, invaded Oyo lands. It was a battle unlike any before. The Oyo warriors fought bravely, but their enemies had new weapons, firearms that could strike from a distance. The once invincible cavalry suffered heavy losses. The empire that had once ruled the land was now in turmoil. Internal conflicts, rebellious vassal states, and the growing power of European traders on the coast weakened Oyo from within. The once mighty warriors who rode with pride now faced uncertainty. In 1835, Oyo Ile, the heart of the empire, fell to its enemies. The city burned, the throne stood empty, and the once unbreakable kingdom fractured. It was the end of Oyo as an empire, but not as a people. The empire was gone, but its spirit remained. The Oyo people, now spread across different lands, kept their traditions.